of Westwoods. Hope you guys are all doing very well on this fine Thursday morning. Welcome to Men's Chat. I am your weekly host, Eric. I'm not much of a host. I'm more just sit here and talk to you for like 3 to 5 minutes. There's not a whole lot of hosting that actually happens, I suppose. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And as always, feel free to give me a shout out in the comments. Let me know you're watching. Also, any ideas of what you guys want me to talk about or questions you want me to answer, fire those off down below in the comments. Love to see those. I've been thinking all week on what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And just given the current times, the current climate, just what's going on around our city and around the world, it's hard for me to jump in a public forum, but I've been trying to, mostly just because I've been trying to figure out how I want to say what I want to say, and say it right. And I saw a friend of mine said something similar, and so I'm gonna kind of, when I read that, I was like, man, that was really great. So I'm gonna kind of take some of that. But I've been a parent now for almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in 21 days. Elliot's birthday is July 1st, so 20 days. I don't know how that works. I'm not a mathologist, but I have 3 kids, and I love all of them a lot. I don't have any favorite kids. I don't play the favorites game with my kids. And I have Elliot, who's 5, who's gonna be 6 in a couple weeks. I've got Kinsley, who's 3, and I now have Bennett. Did you guys know I had a baby? I had a little boy. I have Bennett now, who's 2 months old. And in the past few years, even though it's been mostly just Elliot and Kinsley, there are times when one of them need my attention the most. They need more attention, they need more resources, they need my time and energy. They need more than the other 2. That happens a lot. My kids are very different from each other. Elliot is very warm and loving, and sometimes can be an introvert, and she's just like her mom. And Kinsley is an extrovert. She wants to be touching everybody all the time. She barely sits down, and she is more like me. So are my kids, and Bennett is just a sweet little baby. But my kids are very, very different, and they have different needs. And sometimes one of them requires more energy than the other 2. And in that moment, that kid matters most to me. Like I said, I love my kids all the same, and they all matter the same to me. But when one of my kids is hurting, that kid matters most to me. But somehow I still can find the energy for the other 2, to love them and to hold them and do what I need to. But in that moment, the hurting one needs my focus more than the other 2 did. And the kind of the crazy part of that is I just expect the other 2, not Bennett doesn't get anything but breast milk right now, but I expect Kinsley, or I expect Elliot to kind of get it. I expect her to understand. I expect them to see that their sister or their brother is hurting, and that they need extra attention at that time. And one of the really cool things that my kids do, and especially one thing that Elliot does a lot, is if she sees that Bennett or Kinsley are hurting, she jumps in. She jumps in and helps. She consistently sees someone hurting and wants to be there next to them. Drops whatever she's doing, even if it's very important, and goes to their side and cheers them on. Yeah, that analogy helps me understand things that are going on right now within our community and within our country. Um, I I want to personally be a kid. I want to be the kids that see other people hurting around us and jump in and cheer for them. I want to be the kid that sees and recognizes that kid over there may need more attention, more help right now because they're hurting. And right now there are people in our community that are hurting. And I want us as a community and as a people to be kids that jump in and help and support and cheer the hurting people on. Yeah, that I want that. I want to be a father that encourages that. I want all you men to be fathers that encourage that in your kids, to help people when they need help, to be cheerleaders, if you will, when someone is down, when there's a certain person or people hurting around you, that you recognize that we would recognize that and cheer them on and pick them up and do what we can to care. Do what we can to learn, do what we can to listen, do what we can to educate ourselves, asking hard questions, making yourself uncomfortable, putting yourself in situations where it might make you nervous or it might make you uncomfortable, but you're going to grow from that. I want to be those people. I want to be those kids. So my challenge for you guys this week is to be those kids, be those people. Yeah, and I've hit my time. But thank you guys for all tuning in. Like I said, give me a shout out in the comments. I look forward to reading those. And as always, have a great weekend.